I think we've got company near here as well. There's a few old... They're old though, there's no evidence outside the holes of life. I see one or two droppings, possibly they're used periodically, rabbits I think, looking at the size of them. So, yeah, I've been watching Nomad Sam recently and getting some inspiration from the young man. And I did notice on one of his videos, I've collected all this dry kindling in these little sticks and some wood up here. I did notice on one of his videos, I think it was one where he was on the peat near the beaches, and his fire pit that he built into the peat, couldn't put it out. It was still smouldering, and it's just an example of fires built on peat. And this is very peaty around here. But to remember, they're not necessarily well rotted soil, so they've still got quite a lot of accelerants in them, things that could well easily smoulder, and this is where a lot of moorland fires, I've heard, can start quite easily. So just be careful if you're having any fire out in the open countryside. You're supposed to have the landowner's permission, of course, but many people don't. And then if you've got limited water and you think you've put a fire out, well, you need to be fully aware. Try and smother it if you can with leaves, but you really need to make sure before you leave that fire isn't smouldering, because they can smoulder for days, especially in the warm weather when there's no sun. So sorry to put a dampener on, and I'm certainly not criticising the Nomad channel, not at all. Just want people to be safe out there and enjoy the outdoors. And I'm not too far from a major city in England here, but I've managed to find a really secluded spot for my camp, and hopefully for some wild bird spotting as well. Get here with binoculars, get sat up in here with a flask of tea. There's fishermen locally that love, seems to be a man thing, doesn't it, but some peace and quiet, be really nice. So yeah, this is the basis of my little camp. I've got some stones ready for my fire, and then I'm going to start and do a few little fires. Of course, when it's raining, it's not going to be much fun, so probably going to have to get that little tent up here sooner rather than later. I would like to build a shelter, but I don't really want to alter any of the local environment. It's not mine, and it's wild private land that I'm on here. There's a permissive footpath nearby, but there's no access through this woodland that I'm aware of that's legal. But I'm not doing any damage. But if I starting fires,